The Vatican City fascinates people all around the world. The Vatican City, also known as the Vatican, is popular for its beautiful, magnificent architecture and monuments. At the same time, it is a hub of controversy. The Holy See governs the Vatican, and the Pope rules it. Surprisingly, the city has a small population, and it is the smallest sovereign state on earth. The current ruler of the Vatican is Pope Francis, the first pope in history who is from the Americas. The Vatican has been around for quite some time and has its fair share of secrets. Some are very dark and sinister. 1. The Vatican put a dead pope on trial. One of the dark secrets of the Vatican is that the Catholic Church put a dead man on trial. The posthumous trial of Pope Formosus, an event known as Cadaver Synod, took place in 897 AD. Pope Stephen VI conducted the trial against a man who was already dead for 7 months. Pope Formosus was charged guilty of illegal papacy. Subsequently, his body was exhumed, dressed in the Pope attire, and brought to the papal court for judgment. Pope Formosus was found guilty and his papacy declared null and void. Talk of horror movie. Tell us in the comment section, would you be in such a courtroom if invited? 2. The Vatican performs exorcisms. One of these dark secrets the Vatican doesn't want you to know are the numerous exorcisms they have performed. Exorcisms is the expulsion or attempted expulsion of a supposed evil spirit from a person or place. An astonishing fact is that the Catholic Church performs exorcism even in modern times. The late chief exorcist of the Vatican, Father Gabriel Amorth, states that he performed more than 160,000 exorcisms over his 60-plus years as a priest. While the Bible teaches that evil spirits can be cast out from humans or places, the manner in which these Catholic priests does them is contrary to what the Bible teaches. Additionally, popes have also performed exorcisms. One Catholic, Father Amorth, states that in 2009 Pope Benedict slammed Satan out of 2 eyes, and in the year 2000 Pope John Paul II attempted to exorcise a woman but failed to do so. Father Amorth later witnessed the possessed woman crawling up the walls like a spider. This is interesting. Do you agree or not with this claim? Tell us in the comment section. 3. The Vatican is best God's banker. The Vatican is a sovereign state and hence they get away with many things. One of such is the ability to withhold transaction information from authorities. Roberto Calvi took advantage of this fact. Roberto Calvi was the chairman of the Italian Banco Ambrosiano. He earned the name God's banker due to his connection with the Vatican. The Institute for the Works of Religion was its largest shareholder. During Calvi's term, he moved the bank and the Vatican's accounts into illegal offshore accounts, out of which the Institute took a substantial cut. In 1982, the authorities found a hole in Ambrosiano's finances and subsequently the bank collapsed. The Vatican never admitted to any wrongdoings and simply paid €214 million in a settlement. 4. Scandalous bank dealings with Hitler. The Vatican Bank's dealings with the Nazis. The Vatican Bank, also known as the Institute for the Works of Religion, has done uncountable shady deals. The most controversial is their dealings with Hitler. Historian Gerald Posner states that the Vatican received a considerable Kirchensteuer, that is, church tax, from Hitler annually. A substantial amount of tax was paid via the Institute for the Works of Religion, so that it couldn't be tracked by other Western banks. It is at this point that the Institute became known as the world's top offshore bank. The Catholic Church made use of the Institute to store billions of dollars, and it never fully revealed the extent of these dealings to the public. Hence, we will never know how much the Institute made off from the Nazis. 5. The Vatican did a tax evasion of €13 billion. The Vatican enjoys a property tax break for all non-commercial properties containing a chapel. Using this loophole, between the years 2006 and 2011, the Vatican evaded taxes that amounted to €4 billion. The European Court of Justice ruled this illegal, and the Vatican had to cough up €4 billion as post-dated tax. The Vatican did not entirely pay for evading taxes. It is argued that if you take into account the taxes they evaded dating back to 1992, the amount would be way over €13 billion. 6. The Secret Conscience Court of the Vatican. The Vatican has a secret court for sins based on conscience. The bishops who handle such hearings are the Apostolic Penitentiary, also known as the Tribunal of Conscience. Created by Pope Alexander in 1179, it was a secret to the public until 2009. The sins judged in this court vary from spitting out or the desecrate of a communion wafer to priests breaking their vows of celibacy. Sinners who seek absolution have to write a petition to the Holy See. They have to use pseudonyms to protect identities and submit the petition to the tribunal. The tribunal considers the matter, but the decision-making lies with the major penitentiary. If he is uncertain, then he submits the matter to the Pope. Additionally, up until the 18th century, heinous crimes such as rape and murder were judged by the tribunal. Hey listener, are you a Catholic and have you visited a secret conscience court before? 7. The Vatican helped the Nazis flee Europe. The Vatican and Nazis have quite a connection. After World War II, Europe was a hostile place for the Nazis and many fled to numerous South American countries. The Nazis fled from Europe using routes known as rat lines. The Vatican knowingly gave them a helping hand. A researcher at Harvard, Gerald Steinascher, states that the Vatican's aid was based on the factor of the revival of European Christianity and fear of the Soviet Union. Additionally, the Vatican was behind creating false identities for numerous Nazis. It is worthy to note that the Vatican supported Hitler throughout his lifetime. When contacted about the Nazi issue, the Vatican declined to comment. 8. The mysterious Vatican secret archives. There is a lot of mystery and speculation surrounding the Vatican Apostolic Archives, until recently called the Vatican Secret Archives. The archives contain all the documents the Church collected throughout the centuries. Some of the archives are accessible to the public, although most of the documents remain secret. What do you think are the contents of the documents in the archives? Comment below. 9. The Bible calls the Catholic Church spiritual Babylon. Toward the end of the 17th century, Pierre Jurieu, who lived between 1637 to 1713, minister of the French Protestant Church in Rotterdam, formerly professor of theology in the Protestant Academy of Sedan, which was closed by the French government in 1681 because of its Protestant witness, published a book on the papacy, which made a considerable stir. Jurieu identified the Roman Catholic Church with the mystic Babylon of Revelation and saw the Antichrist in the papacy. This proposition, of course, was not a new thing, having been held by Luther, and long before him by the Waldensians and other opponents of the papal theocracy. But in Jurieu's book, this teaching was presented with rigorous logic and a remarkable abundance of arguments backed from the Bible. The Bible further described the Vatican as follows. After these things I saw another angel coming down from heaven, having great authority, and the earth was illuminated with his glory. And he cried mightily with a loud voice, saying, Babylon the Great is fallen, and is become a dwelling place of demons, a prison for every foul spirit, and a cage for every unclean and hated bird. For all the nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication. The kings of the earth have committed fornication with her, and the merchants of the earth have become rich through the abundance of her luxury. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, Come out of her, my people, lest you share in her sins, and lest you receive of her plagues. For her sins have reached to heaven, and God has remembered her iniquities. Revelation 18 verses 1 to 5. 10. The Catholic Church attempted to change the Sabbath. The Bible tells us that Christ, his disciples, and the first-century Christians kept Saturday, the seventh-day Sabbath. Yet, today, most of the Christian-professing world keeps Sunday, the first day of the week, calling it the Sabbath. Who made this change, and how did it occur? Then Emperor Constantine I, a pagan sun worshipper, came to power in AD 313. He legalized Christianity and made the first Sunday-keeping law. His infamous Sunday Enforcement Law of March 7, AD 321, reads as follows: On the venerable day of the sun, let the magistrates and people